Alright, I just finished watching Wild Mains and I have a few questions right now. Oh yeah, if I sound a bit off, it's because I kinda have a sore throat. First off, how I found this on my radar was a few days ago when I saw a thread on slash MLP. Don't ask me why I was on 4chan. It was about this new pony series called Wild Mains. At first, I shrugged it off. It's basically irrelevant. It's just bronies wanting a new pony show. However, something was off. It seems like the threads on there were meticulously placed as if it was a marketing ploy. Oh wait, for context, the blurb reads, right into Wild Mains, a whimsical world full of girls, blah 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 blah, you get the point. It's basically Gen 3, but with the format of Tell Your Tale. Speaking of, this isn't like some show you would see on Netflix. No, mi amigo. This is on YouTube. First off, why? I know there is like an indie animation movement going on, but this isn't indie produced. This was made by a toy company named Jax. And I assure you, they probably had the funds to put this show somewhere else other than YouTube. And episodes? At the time of writing and recording, only episode 1 has came out and the next episode will be in a few days. Like a bi-weekly basis over the summer holidays. But the length of the episode is 15 minutes and 15 seconds. But removing the credits, the total runtime is 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Not a lot of pony content if you ask me. It isn't even long enough for pre-roll ads. Not even mentioning that it's marked for YouTube Kids. The show is basically losing money for the toy company. So why would they do a move so outright awful? It looked like making season 8 of MLP FAM looked like a good idea. Well, the reason is simple. It's us, the Brony fandom. At its prime, it made a boatload of cash for Hasbro, and it also boosted the show's popularity because a lot of bronies at the time liked to shove the show in people's throats. Huh. I guess it's one of the reasons why people hate us so much. And I guess the executives at Wild Mains decided, looks like this crowd would eat up anything horse related. Let's see if we have a toy brand in our collection that we can market to this audience. Bro, I'm not kidding, but in the trailer, at the end, they literally said join the herd. And if you have some knowledge of the brony fandom, this is like goddamn referring to us. It's like a phrase adopted by bronies with other examples such as 20% cool and stuff like that. And so they did, but we should be really asking, did it really work? Well, let's see what they were cooking up. Well, we got 4 main characters, Mary Sue, Influencer, Radical Bro, and this bitch. Yeah, their names are just as creative as how I described them. In episode 1, it revolves around Coco assuming and gaslighting herself to thinking that Cherry is leaving town. Then, gaslighting her other cardboard cutout friends to think the same. First up, this story is just a misunderstanding trope, nothing more. And the inciting incident was short as hell, and the resolution was even shorter. They even goddamn did, yeah, so you're probably wondering how I got here trope. I'm not saying not to use overdone tropes, I'm telling to be more creative and to subvert audience expectations. This does not really help the fact that the dialogue is also clunky and has no substance to it, talking down to the audience as if it was a children's cartoon. But if you want to market and pander to the brony fandom, who are the ages between teens and adults, which in turn gives an audience that you can make money off, you need to make the writing where it's enjoyable and engaging for both them and the brain dead iPad kids. But no, you pander but don't have the balls to make the writing somewhat decent. Like that recent Blue Dodge show, the one with all the high ratings, I don't really know if you heard of it. It's called Bluey? But no, you settled with mid. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Anyways, the art style is... yeah. It's a mix between Gen 1, but make them longer, lankier, and put them through the simplification machine like a good handful of children's cartoons. And boom. Yeah, I know G4 has its character design problems, such as they all basically look the same, but take a look at this. They use actual design techniques to make the designs more appealing as the proportions of an average pony is around 3 heads tall and 2 heads wide. This also doesn't mention the colour palettes for the characters, each being bright enough to be recognisable, but having a pastel tone to it so it won't burn your eyes, kinda like a YouTube thumbnail. But this, I don't even know what you can call it. You see Wildmane's designs look a lot more atomically more accurate than MLP. However, this sacrifices the appeal of the designs. I swear, if you'd done these characters in G4 style, they may look slightly better. Also, there isn't really going on with their actual design to style proportions. It just looks like a mush of colour. Well, at least they tried to make the designs relate to their shallow personalities. Look, this one has a sports hat and a water bottle. That means she's sporty. And look at that, this one's pink and white because girl colours. You see, contrast with the main 6 designs, you can clearly tell each character apart. This character is blue with a rainbow mane. Rainbow and the colour blue is usually associated with the sky. Her mane looks messy and hasn't been brushed. This means she's a messy character, or she flies too fast for her mane to handle. And blue also represents loyalty. That probably has something to do with her character. Oh, how about this one? She has a very uniform mane, no strands of hair out of place. This probably has something to do with her personality. Her colours is a mix of harmonic purples and dark blues. Purple is usually associated with royalty and being the leader. This probably means that she's the main character. You see, having a clear understanding about your characters and knowing the basic of character designs, it will make your characters look recognisable and unique so that the audience can relate and attach onto. But this isn't a way to do it. Wildmane's has the same building blocks as MLP FIM, but they don't use it to the fullest potential. It is animated with 2D rigs just like MLP, but in MLP where they use expressive emotions and clever visual gags to convey to the audience, and the fact that they use, the writing/directing technique show not tell, where instead of telling the audience something, you clearly show it. In Wildmane's, it's the complete opposite. They only move their heads and arms, the visual gags are awkward to say the least, and tell not show, I mean show not tell. Yeah, I think they got the letters mixed up, and come on! Appeal to the brony fandom my ass, how can you do that when there's literally no background characters in sight? And the fact there are no males, but come on, MLP has the same exact problem. The one positive thing I could say is that the voice acting is okay, nothing to write home about. Oh no, the cheap horse puns are getting into me. Anyways, with the brony fandom on life support just as much as G5, I guess we should all watch Wildmanes from now on. On 4chan, I hear they call themselves main bros, and I guess we also have to deal with the obnoxious marketing and pandering shoved in our faces with unwanted promotions. Guess they even have a Roblox game. Man, I hate it when a company promotes something specific to a group with clear ulterior motives. But do you know what you shouldn't hate? My new series, baby, let's go! Yep, if you didn't know, I'm making an animation pilot, and with enough support, I may even turn it into a full-length series. It is called Ludicrous, and it is a comedic, meta-ish action adventure which is heavily inspired by My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where it celebrates the chaos and creativity of internet culture. It's a show not really made for children, but it doesn't really take itself too seriously, and I'll try and encapsulate the lightning in the bottle, which is MLP. However, I won't put too explicit MLP content. I don't want Hasbro knocking on my door and giving me a cease and desist, do I? That's no fun. If that isn't the case, I'll be making season 10 right now. Don't worry, I'll always have the brony fandom in mind when making this, and I'll also add some small or big references here and there. It's still in the works, and it would be a while before it releases, but the announcement trailer is already out on my channel. And if you want to see some sneak peeks, I have a new Discord server to celebrate me recently hitting 1,000 subs. Was it weird that around the same time I started production, Wildmanes was announced? Yes, did I create this series because I want to compete against Wildmains? No. But it would be funny if I said yes. In conclusion, if at least someone who works on this show, whether that be an animator, a writer, or maybe even an executive producer, please take the criticism for Wildmains seriously. So maybe you will make Wildmains or any future projects better. And whatever you do, please don't strike me. Fair use exists. And for the 99.9% of other people who are watching this video, please don't harass or bully anyone who likes the show or works on the show. Please, the world is already bad enough as it is. We don't need to argue about how this colourful talking horse show is superior than this other colourful talking horse show. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, DeviantArt, and join my Discord. But until then, good riddance.